Food is an essential need for humans, and food consumption was estimated to increase, followed by the increase of global population, as it was estimated to increase to 9.7 billion by 2050. Roughly 4.5 billion low-income people in developing countries collectively spend about $2.3 trillion a year on food and beverages only. With the increase of population, it has raised concern on food security. Food security is the state of having reliable access to sufficient and nutritious food. Recent technology GMO was introduced by the scientists, where the living organism's genetic material was artificially manipulated in the laboratory. Herbert Boyle and Stanley Cohen were the first genetically modified organism in 1971, a bacterium resistant to the antibiotic kanamycin. GMO has been used in animals, plants, and microorganisms in different fields, including medicine and agriculture. Genetically modified foods are foods that were produced by alternating the DNA with organisms through genetic engineering to produce food with new traits. The first genetically modified food approved was fluff soft tomato in 1994, developed by Carl Jane. This tomato was engineered to have longer shelf life by inserting an antisense gene that can delay ripening. In 1995, many genetically modified crops were approved to be marketed, such as BT corn, glyphosate-tolerant soybeans, virus-resistant squash, golden rice with biosynthesis beta-carotene, transgenic papaya to resist the ring spot virus, and bromoxynil-resistant cotton. By 2010, 29 countries had planted commercialized biotech crops, and 31 countries had granted regulatory approval for transgenic crops to be imported.
The role of genetically modified GM food for food security. GM food could contribute to increase the food production and thus improve the availability of food at global and local level. Genetic modified salmon is introduced to meet the high demand in the market. Commonly, salmon grow only in spring and summer. To increase the production of salmon, the salmon is injected with growth hormone gene from the fast-growing Pacific salmon and a promoter sequence a fragment of DNA from the ocean pulp. This gene enables the GM salmon to grow year-round instead of only during spring and summer. They are not only can grow twice and faster but also cost less to feed.
However, not all of us want to eat food originated from a petri dish. So, what are the alternatives to GMO? First, traditional breeding. It is a method where organisms are selected and bred based on their best hereditary characteristics to form new varieties. However, it takes long time and cannot meet the growing demand. Second, cisgenesis and intragenesis. While genetic engineering introduces plant, animal, bacteria, and virus DNA that can cross with the host plant, cisgenesis introduces DNA from crossable donor plants to the host plant, and intragenesis introduces reorganized DNA from crossable donor plants to the host plant. These methods combine the speed of genetic modification with the safety of traditional breeding in a natural way.
Now let's see what is the concern with the genetically modified organisms GMO. Firstly, GMO contamination will lead to genetic drift, where insects, birds, and the vine pollinate many plants, allowing pollen from a GMO plant to travel to nearby fields or into the wild. This shows how difficult it is to keep GMO technology under control, and also inadequate regulation also fails to hold seed companies accountable for any resulting damage. Other than that, farmers who purchase GMO seeds are required to pay license fees and sign contracts detecting how they can grow the crop. GMO seeds are costly, and farmers must purchase them every year or they will risk being charged with patent infringement.
Created using Powtoon.